Guys? Welcome back to Let Me Finish podcast. Exciting show today, coming off a good weekend for us. Today, of course, we're going to talk about how this still could be the year, as we preluded you into last weekend. I don't think that's a fucking word, but you know what I'm getting at. Last
It's a
weekend going
word. It
into
may just
Texas
not have been
OU.
used right, though.
Yeah, I
But it
didn't use it
definitely is a
correctly.
word.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Gonna talk about that. Penn State job opening, the hot list for that job, and maybe potential openings coming up down the chamber, and many, many other things. But first and foremost, of course, as you guys saw, or maybe you haven't seen yet, I gave some immediate reactions to the Texas OU Red River rivalry game this weekend. If you haven't checked those out, go check them out on TikTok today. We'll dive into the game, our thoughts on it, everything else that we do with all of that. But first and foremost, how you doing? Anything new to tell us about other than obviously what we're going to talk about today?
No, nothing new. It's kind of been everything that I've done for the last, what has it been, 72 hours since it happened. I just am watching something about it or on Twitter looking for more things about it. It's like we said, it's the best thing in the world when your team wins a big game. You just
Well,
take all the content and you can possibly handle.
here's the thing, dude. We never wavered, even after the Florida debacle and other times where we were rightfully very nervous about the team, the long run, the long term goals of this team, right? And that's going to exist, I think, all the way through Georgia or, until you run into your next hiccup. But what we
Yeah.
never really wavered on, that I think is important to discuss, is we never wavered on Texas being better than Oklahoma. And that's kind of even in the aftermath of Florida, where we were both distraught, very concerned about the direction of the season, concerned about the
Suicidal.
game for the offensive line and stuff, things of that nature.
Right.
But we were still leaning on the fact that overall, what we mean by that is the Texas roster is just on another level than Oklahoma. It's been that way for the last 3, 4 years. I know that they won one of those games, but that season played out the way that it did. Texas was a lot better than Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And then it's only just progressed more and more by the year. And it's not just like I always talk about future NFL players or your blue chippers, however many you got top to bottom on your roster. You could just see it on the eye test. You could see it in warmups. There's a different level, like looking athlete, player, size, strength, the way they fill out their uniforms. A lot of baggy jerseys at Oklahoma. A lot of baggy
Yeah.
jerseys.
I'd say.
So we never wavered on that. I'm gonna let you kick it off because I've already kind of given my instant reactions. I brought the juice right after the game. Again, if you haven't checked it out, go to our TikTok. The TikTok's popping off. We're gonna get a lot more active on there here in the coming weeks. But go check those out, and then obviously I'll give my thoughts and just bounce off of Nolan. Before you get into it, couple
Whoa,
stats.
pause. God damn.
Oh yeah, that's a major
Whoa.
pause. Major pause.
Yeah.
But Arch Manning, 77.8% completion percentage, 6.1 yards per attempt. A lot different than any other game in his career. Turned out to be a good thing. And I think Oklahoma forced him to do that, quite frankly. One touchdown, one golden hat, I should say. And then let me
That's
see.
all it
There's a
takes
couple other
nowadays.
couple other stat lines I want to read off before we get into it. Trey Wisner. We were very critical of Trey Wisner last week. I've been critical of him and the entire running back room all year, and rightfully so. But he shows up in the big games. He shows up in the rivalry games. 22 carries, 94 yards, 108 yards total after contact, 6 first downs,
Shit.
5 receptions for 34 yards, right? So Trey Wisner showed up. He did everything that he needed to do, everything that he had to do for the Longhorns to win that game. We emphasized how important it was last week to run the ball, even though nobody in the world thought we could do it. We questioned whether we could do it or not, but if we were going to win that game, and whoever was going to win that game was going to need to establish some kind of run game, or else it would have been 6-3. And then last but not least, Lance Jackson, the true freshman, absolute freak of nature. And this guy's so big. I mean, he might develop into the next Chris Jones before he graduates. But right now, he's playing off the edge as a true
Yeah.
freshman. In just 11 snaps, Jackson had the second most pressures on the team with 4, hit the QB twice, and had one of Texas's 9 sacks. We're talking about an elite game there from the true freshman. I thought we had like 4.
9? Oh, yeah, I
I
think it's
think they might
5.
have got.
I saw that same thing on Twitter and I was like, I went and checked
He
it.
got
It's
his
5.
numbers backwards. I think we
Yeah,
got
yeah,
9 pressures or 9 QB hits and 4
yeah. Right.
sacks.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was. But nonetheless, um, he ended up grading at like an 8 on PFF with an 87, and out of 11 snaps to get 4 hits on the quarterback as a true freshman in that game, that is massive. And then last but not least, I just said that, but the not any more stats. The Dallas kids in general really showed out. And this is the first time really in the history of the program since Sark arrived. Sark is the first coach in our lifetime that really took over that Dallas pipeline. And that Dallas pipeline made Oklahoma. You know what I mean? And
Yep.
but that's a huge reason of that program kind of breaking its back over the last few years, amongst many other things. But Texas owns the Dallas pipeline, and that's a Dallas game. You know, I was reading some recruit quotes after that from all the Dallas kids. You see a lot of, I've been in here, I've been to this game 3 years in a row, 4 years in a row. You
Right.
know, by the time these kids start getting recruited, they get tickets to this game every single year. They're right there. The kids from Dallas want to play in that game, and they want to play on the best team in that game. And Texas has won 3 of the last 4 and only allowed a touchdown in 1 of those 4 games. I think the combined score, I saw something. This is close as a ballpark of what I saw, but the combined score of the 3 games Texas has won with Steve Sarkisian was like 108-9.
It was exactly, I think maybe even 116. But I know I tried to go back and compile some stats, and I did, and some of them aren't wild enough to share. But the craziest thing, you mentioned Trey Wisner. The team that has led in rushing in this game over the last 25 years is 24-1 in this game. And I don't know, I should have found out what that 1 year was, but I heard that earlier today listening to one of the Inside Texas guys. But I mean, I think that's what both teams really wanted to establish coming in. I guess I could start there. Neither team had established in any game, really, this entire season. We did in the Ohio State game, but what was it worth? We didn't get in the end zone with any rushing touchdowns or any of that, so and lost the game ultimately. But these are two teams that desperately needed to show that they could run the ball, desperately needed to run the ball to get the pass protection, or sorry, the pass rush from each team off their ass. And one team was able to do that, one team wasn't. I think me and you both thought there'd be a lot more Arch Manning design runs, but it turned out that we were able to force the ball to Trey Wisner after a horrible start. I think that's what was most impressive about this whole win. You come out of a bye week, I mean, that Florida game was as bad as a Texas games I've watched in the last 5 years. And then you come out, you start off against Oklahoma, you look terrible. On defense, frankly, the first drive, you look very good. There's a couple of times where they had some open guys. They had an opening script. They schemed their guys open. It worked well. But on offense, you looked like everyone in the planet expected you to look for those first couple of drives. And yeah, there were some holdings and some bullshit in there that hurt us. But nonetheless, they struggled and they looked bad. They looked like everyone thought they were going to look. And then all of a sudden, you get to the second half and it just started to click. You started to lean on them. You started to wear on them. It felt like Texas came out with more physicality each drive and just got stronger and stronger as Oklahoma got more scared and more soft and more tired. And another thing that people didn't point out is that Oklahoma defense was very accustomed to getting 3-and-outs, maybe 5, 6-and-outs, turnovers, or sorry, not turnovers. They still don't have a turnover on the season, but they were accustomed to getting off the field pretty quick.
They don't have
and
a
man, did
turnover
it
all
show.
year.
It's not one, unless they got in the Kent State game, because I don't know if I checked back in with that game, but in going into the Kent State game, and I believe going into our game, they did not have a turnover all year, which is pretty damn hard to do and pretty alarming itself.
Especially when you
But
get the amount of sacks and pressures that they've gotten throughout the year. Their secondary's cheeks.
it's bad. It's not very good. It's not very disciplined. They got bad eyes. The linebackers got a couple really physical, good athletes at linebacker, but nothing really to sniff at. And the D-line was good, was very good. And yet Texas just showed up and said, look, if we can figure out how to play and be physical and get this O-line rolling, we can roll through anybody. And you would have thought that it would have been gimmicky or a shot play from Arch and whatnot. But they just stood in there and hung in the game and took the points. Could have had several more field goals if our kicker could have figured it out from deep. But they just hung in the game. They knew that if you keep
like
us
him,
into
though.
the end, I do too. I like him too. And I like what I saw out of him. I mean, but at the end of the day,
56. That's in
exactly.
college.
In the
In
first one, it
college,
was
that's
fine.
67.
He doinked off the inside. The second one we thought was good by a mile. It was short by a mile. Whatever. He misgauged it. He definitely went into the
He
second
went
one
he
way
went in
overthinking it.
accuracy. He went in accuracy on the
He's like,
second.
okay, I got the distance. Just keep it down the middle. And he,
He didn't fill
didn't
up
have the
his meter
distance.
all the way. He went
No,
3/4 up.
he got a little too focused on the arrow. But yeah, I mean, look, and here's the other thing. I'll go ahead and take our victory lap before we get too into like the details. We came on this
I'm
show.
going to as well
We,
afterward.
I mean, we came on this show, and in particular, I'll speak for myself. I said it's going to be John Mateer's worst game of his career. And look, some people will listen to this and be like, well, you're
Really?
Texas fans. Of course you'll think it. No, we have not called that this season. We didn't call that this season. So don't tell me of course you say that. We didn't call that with Lagway. Look, we had every reason to call
Yeah,
that with
right.
Lagway. We
Right.
didn't. I said this will be the worst game of John Mateer's career. Several reasons I
And
thought
for
that. I already got
weeks.
into them. I
For
won't.
weeks.
And we did for weeks. You know what? Good point. Week 2, after
Yeah.
they beat
After
Michigan, we
Auburn.
said, all
Or
right,
Michigan.
fuck it.
Yeah.
And then we doubled down after Auburn. We said, all right, fuck it. I guess we're going to be the ones to knock him off his high horse. I guess, you know what? It's a win-win situation because they either come in and we get to hate watch them lose a couple times, or they come in ranked number 6 thinking that there's something that they're not, while everyone else knows they aren't, and we get to show them that. So those two things are the biggest things you're right on. And then more specifically, I said, we're going to need a special teams touchdown, special teams something to stay in this. Now, we didn't need it to stay in it, so I was wrong about that much, but we got one anyways for good measure. I mean, this team came out, did exactly what we thought we were. Sorry, you know what? I forgot. Arch, best game of his career? Given the circumstance, I'd say yes. Obviously, Mississippi State, it was basically perfect playing on freshman mode. It was ridiculous. But given the circumstance and what we needed from him, absolutely, undoubtedly, legacy game for Arch, which we also called after the article was written.
Yeah,
So
legacy game is I think that's the best
legacy is
term
the
for it.
term. And that is what I texted you, to be fair. And I believe I said that on the pod, but I can't remember. But everything we thought was going to happen happened in this game. And the way we phrased it was everything that we needed to happen. Little did we know their offense is so much worse than even we thought, and we weren't giving it any credit. And our defense is much better than we thought, and we were giving it a ton of credit. So I think this next coming week, you'll see which one is more true. Is it Texas defense? Is it OU's offense? I think obviously it's definitely a factor of both of them. But man, they came out and did exactly what we thought they would do. They showed the team for the first time this year that they can be, and left a lot of food on the table as well, but showed the team that they can be. And now it's replicating that. Okay, you came out, you played excellent. That's the team that you can be this year. Now go and be that every week. You're not going to get that this week with Kentucky. I don't expect it. You don't even think you're going to get the week following Mississippi State. But how can we replicate that success, replicate that
Right. I
preparation
think they'll ride a
to
little bit of a high.
consistently grow?
I think they'll ride a little bit of a
Yeah,
high.
I think so too. I think so too. I just think it's hard to get back up for Kentucky. But once they get there, it's a night game in the SEC. By the time they get there, the blood's going to be flowing and they're going to be cracked.
Yeah, another thing, John Mateer is not the savior they made him out to be. And that's not to say the talent's
And he
not
had
there.
to
And
be.
that's not to say he's not going to just have bounce back games and things of that nature, because I think he will. But what has been critically ignored here, one, the hypocrisy in how Arch Manning was covered versus every other quarterback in the country. When you look up here, week 6, Arch Manning's neck and neck with just about everybody, statistics wise, in every category as a quarterback right now. You know, there's your Heisman favorites, and then whatever's below that, Arch is right there with all those guys. Like
Yeah.
not in the Heisman
And
combo.
TDs. He's a while back in yards, but you
He's
got guys
kind of
from
back in yards,
you
not
got
really.
guys from UNLV, and it's
Yeah,
like
that's
it's a
because
little
they
bit
run stupid ass offenses. If
right,
you
right,
eliminate the air raid, he's really not. When you go to power 4 quarterbacks around the country, he's not
yeah,
back really on anything. Especially total yards and total
right.
touchdowns.
Total touchdowns for sure. Yeah,
And his efficiency is really, really high. And so the reality is I've watched a lot of college football all year long, and that's what I was pointing at. Is you see a lot of bad quarterback play all around the country. A lot of bad footwork, a lot of sputtering in the pocket, drifting in the pocket, forcing the balls under pressure. Everything that Arch got slaughtered and crucified for, you saw everyone do, including John Mateer. He had multiple close calls against Auburn, some close calls against Michigan, where he got away with some really bad decisions, really bad throws, forcing balls. Well, he played a defense on Saturday where you can't really get away with that. And quite frankly, he got away with like 4 or 5 of those, even though he had 3 interceptions. If you were on Twitter or on social media before the game began, I've never seen someone get slurped off so much for just warming up in a game. All right. All signs pointed to John Mateer playing all week long. I mean, he was probable, and then he got taken completely off the injury report on game day. He was obviously playing, and then they still decided to just act like it was some question all the way through warmups. When the guy's taking reps with the ones, he's doing everything individuals, going through every single thing. He's throwing these moon shots
Uh-huh.
from the 50 into the end zone, and I swear 10,000 people tweeted the video of him just throwing a moon ball from the 50 to the end zone. Well, good fucking thing we weren't playing jackpot because he'd be
Yeah.
elite at playing jackpot. But the point is, everybody and their mom from both sides of the spectrum and the national media included made it very clear that John Mateer was fine throwing the ball and that he looked as good as they've ever seen anybody look throwing the ball in warm-ups. I mean, this had to be the most impressive warm-up that was ever put
Oh,
on
it
display
was.
in front of anybody. Like, take anything Steph Curry does. Go take
Right.
like whatever players were famous in batting practice for just hitting nukes, Prince Fielder and shit like
Yeah.
that. Go take all of that. It didn't even fucking come close to John Mateer's
Apparently
warm
not.
up on Saturday. And so there's nothing wrong physically from a standpoint that's gonna significantly made a difference in how John Mateer played, right? Yeah, I'm
Right.
fine with saying rust on the mental side and maybe not taking this fast. Whatever. You could say that. I don't really care. But it was not a physical issue. And everyone made that very damn clear that he was
Well,
physically.
and let me say this real quick. If he was rusty, then maybe you should have had him do some good on good this week, dumb fuck, before you played him against one of the best defenses in the country. So if he was rusty, they look for all these little outs.
Well,
Okay,
you
he's
know who
rusty, then
was
your coach is a dumbass and they prepared him the wrong way.
You know who
It
was
really is
rusty
sad.
the last fucking 3 years going into that game? Quinn Ewers and all three of
Yeah.
them. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, I guess one of them he was healthy and he got hurt the next game. But his freshman year, that was his
Yeah,
first
yeah,
game
sophomore
back
him.
after getting hurt,
Yep.
his redshirt freshman year, after getting hurt against Alabama. It was his first game
Yeah.
back and he had like 5 touchdowns. It was an amazing game. We thought we were never going to lose a game with him
I
because
know.
he looked so
I
good
know.
against Alabama, and then he came and did that to Oklahoma, and we stomped them 49-0 or whatever it was. And then
Yep.
the year after that, I think he's healthy. We lose that game. Dylan Gabriel. The last time Oklahoma scored touchdowns against Texas, in specific, the last touchdown that they scored against Texas, Dylan Gabriel to Nick Brooks for the game-winning touchdown. Both of those guys left Oklahoma to score touchdowns for other people. And now Oklahoma still hasn't scored a touchdown on Texas in 735 days, right?
And you know who has? The What's funny is I wrote this down too when you were talking about the one year they did beat us. They ended up losing to Kansas and Oklahoma State that year and didn't make the conference championship. And then we beat the shit out of Oklahoma State, who now to this day has scored a touchdown on us more recently than Oklahoma, which is just, I mean, the stats and funny coincidences and facts that go with those not scoring touchdowns over the last 2 years are just fucking hilarious, and they keep getting better. And
And
we're
it's just
so blessed.
the hypocrisy with Oklahoma fans and the stupidity of them. They lack like reading comprehension. If you go into the
Yeah,
comments
well,
ever,
that's
their
been
comments
known,
always
yeah.
just like they dunk on themselves. But then, continuing on that rust thing, last year Quinn Ewers the definition of rust. He comes in with a torn oblique against Oklahoma, looks like shit,
Right.
throwing interceptions, not playing good, and we still beat the shit out of him.
Murdered
So
him. I mean, he
at
played
some
terrible.
point, you got to call a spade and acknowledge that there is just a difference in roster, probably more so than any of us in modern history have seen in the Texas OU rivalry. I think, maybe
100%.
Oklahoma's right before Bob Stoops, Oklahoma was really bad and it was probably like this. But then since then, in our lifetime, it hasn't been this way. But John
No.
Mateer, going back to the worst game of his career, goes into the game, 0 touchdowns, 20 for 38, 180 total passing yards, 3 interceptions, got sacked 5 times. So, uh, and he could have had 5 interceptions. Delaney McDonald dropped 3 of them. One of them was a pick six.
Within like 2 minutes of each other. It was the same fucking route every time. It kept going back to that spacing route, and he's just jumping it every time.
And then quickly, you already touched on it, but Arch, it was more the efficiency, the management of the game, and how much better he did doing that than John Mateer did. He's never say. I mean, Arch is at that point where he is cool as ice. You know, like Quinn. Quinn was your nonchalant cool guy, and there was times that was fantastic, and there was times it wasn't good.
Mm,
Arch is like the killer. Dare I say, Jordan-esque. I'm not saying he's Jordan, but that type of like I
yeah, it
want to
is.
kill you, and I'm also not nervous. Like I can function, but
Just
I function on an
focus,
intense
laser
level.
focus.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And then Nick
No,
Brooks.
I
Shout
agree.
out to Nick Brooks. And I would also be
Yeah.
very, very remiss. I brought up stats earlier. The SEC Defensive Player of the Week, Manny Muhammad in his return. Manny Muhammad's looking like a first round draft pick, and he has all year long. His technique is fantastic. He's fast as shit. He's wiry strong. He's tall. He has the height. They got him listed like
Yeah.
195. I think that's pretty accurate. But he's wiry strong. I mean, he thumps guys. That's kind of, I think when
Yeah.
he got banged up, it was like a shoulder or upper body thing because he came back so quick. But, two interceptions, fantastic lockdown. I don't think they got a reception on him.
A few
Uh,
great pass breakups. He almost had a
definitely.
third one. Yeah.
He's locked down. Grayson Littleton got an interception. But
Yep.
like the last thing I want to say about it is I think Oklahoma, just seriously, it would be if Brent Venables isn't already the worst decision they've ever made, the worst decision they would ever make. This coaching carousel is about to be as big as there ever was one, and maybe the last in a while that ever comes close to this.
It's
Okay.
gonna be
There's
insane.
so many Signetti at Indiana. Just name any the hot name coaches on the market right now. Roll at Nebraska, whatever for these jobs that are coming open,
I
and
mean,
then the
there's probably going to be too many job openings to fill with the coach that would fit. If you get what I'm saying, like
that's what I'm
there's
saying.
going
I
to be
think
five or
Oklahoma would be
six.
wise.
Unbelievable.
They would be so dumb if they don't throw their name in this hat because they're not going to have first
I
pick of the
agree.
top dogs. But where they could get lucky at is get one of the guys that got passed up on for somebody else that maybe a critical
Yeah.
mistake that gets pissed off, and then you get them over here to Oklahoma. And I don't know how that'll go, but I think you would be stupid because there's so many guys: Dillingham, Sinetti, Rule,
Yeah.
and whoever know like Marcus Freeman is going to get a call from a lot of
Marcus
people.
Freeman.
And I don't
Yeah.
think he takes Penn State. I see a lot of people throwing that out there. I think that's a lateral
Yeah.
move at best. I think it's lateral at best.
I
I
agree.
think if you're going to
I
go
agree.
north, then I think you go Ohio. So you just wait for Ohio State. If you're Marcus Freeman, wait for Ryan Day to go to the NFL or something like that. But
That's what I'm
Florida,
thinking too.
I think, can get whoever the fuck they want to get. I think they can get any of them. But
I
I
do
think this,
think they're number one on the list.
and I've had a
I mean,
gut feel Signetti Spurrier 2.0.
it is a very, from a vibe standpoint,
Shit
100%.
talking.
Wait, what were we? What were we talking about? Oh, Venables. Yeah. Venables getting. I mean, that's the thing, dude.
Well, it goes
But
into
he,
the
but
next thing, anyways. I was just gonna I was
okay,
going into
because
the
it's an
coaching hot
interesting.
board. No, I was going into the
Okay,
coaching hot board anyways, and that's why I brought it up. I was just saying I think
cool.
Oklahoma is going to be just stupid not to throw their hand in this mix of coaches that are on the board right
100%.
now. Because even like I think Oklahoma could realistically get Dillingham. And I know everybody he went to Arizona State, Scottsdale, all that potential. Said Big 12 coaches will go to the SEC. Don't fucking get it twisted. Dillingham ain't gonna stay at Arizona State over an
Oh yeah.
SEC job. Even Oklahoma, I think. And I hope I'm wrong on that because that would be a upgrade times a million on what they got. And these idiots don't want to fire Venables. They think he's fucking fine. But I just think they'd be
I
dumb, but
mean,
nonetheless, Penn State's obviously already
trying to
open and they got
think.
their
I mean, dude. So this is what I know I'm missing one in particular, but this is the more than likely openings at the end of the season. Michigan, Penn State, Florida, Oklahoma, and maybe we'll find out here in the next couple weeks. Maybe LSU. And the LSU one's more of a they don't have they're not going to fuck around, and they've been known not to fuck around. And am I missing one? I feel
No,
like I'm
no, well,
missing
that's
a
what I'm
big
saying. So I
school.
feel like I'm missing one, but it's also that's what I'm saying about the Oklahoma thing or anybody where you're just not thrilled with your coach right now is because people are also going to get plucked, which is going to open stuff up and
That's what
change.
I'm saying. Ole Miss, maybe Lane Kiffin leaves,
Lane
and then it
Kiffin
creates a
leaves,
whole
Ole Miss
ripple effect.
opens. LSU maybe could fire Brian Kelly. There's other coaches that could potentially get fired. We already think Billy Napier's a slam dunk, but you just look at the broad landscape of college football, people can hit the panic
Yeah,
button just because it's a hot coaching carousel.
But think about this though. So you got Signetti by far and away number one on everyone's list. Then who? Matt Rule.
Rules at
Yeah,
Penn State
okay. I mean, I
alum
agree.
played at
I'm a
Penn
big
State.
yeah, and I'm okay. Marcus Freeman as well. It's just like, but does Marcus
Well, you need a
Freeman leave
big
any of
splash.
these?
You need a big splash. You need a LSU to
Exactly. The first
fire
one
Brian
tells you,
Kelly
yeah,
or
yeah,
Marcus Freeman to leave Notre Dame. That's your first big one because then if Marcus Freeman leaves Notre Dame, now Notre Dame's fucking open. You know what I mean? And that's
right.
a lot of people are
Way
going to want the
more,
Notre
yeah.
Dame job. And Notre Dame's going to pluck an active head coach. You know what I mean? So and it's gonna happen. I'm not saying it'll be Notre Dame or LSU, but it will
No,
happen.
I know.
And that I think you're gonna see a surprise leave somewhere with the Penn State
So
or
who do you
Florida.
think?
Or
Would you say Matt Rule is leading? All right, in our perfect world, if we're shuffling around and we're playing matchmaker, obviously there's ripple effects that are hard to predict. Let's start with Penn State. Is it Matt Rule? Does Signetti leave for Penn State?
Signetti's
The thing
number
with
one,
Signetti though, he does have the vibe of I'm gonna tear shit up and do it with Indiana and
but
stun on
in
y'all with
Penn State, I
Indiana. I
think is
wouldn't
his
put that
dream
past
job.
him.
Penn State's his
Is
dream
it?
job,
I have seen all
and
the connections. Yeah.
I don't think that he passes up Florida. To be honest, I think he goes to Florida. I don't think anybody passes up Florida. I think you're stupid if you
I
pass up
agree.
Florida. You know, Florida has more millionaire alumni, not billionaire. They have more millionaire alumni than any public school in the country. They got money. They gave DJ Lagway
I'll be
a
damned.
fucking
It's a private
rookie and
school.
an NFL rookie contract right out of high
Oh
school.
yeah.
Like, so, or it might be private school,
Okay, so
whatever.
let's
I don't
say
know,
this.
but I
So
heard that they have the
Signetti
most
to Florida.
millionaires.
Signetti to Florida. Matt Rule to Penn State.
I think Matt Rule's most realistic,
It
but
makes the
Penn
most
State's going
sense,
to
but
call Signetti. Signetti's their number one target. By I think it's got to be.
right,
It's got to be. That's he
right,
wants the job, or people assume he wants the job, and then he's at Indiana contending for the fucking national championship, and you just had a coach that went 1-18 and against top 10 opponents and fucking sucks, right? And it's like,
right,
so you need that,
right.
you need that complete flip of the culture of what James Franklin was, Mr. Class, Mr. Education, Mr. All that bullshit, to Signetti, talking shit, texting people, cigarette emojis, just all of it,
Yeah.
hating everybody, hating everything. He'll go at Ryan Day's throat. You know what I mean? Like you need that. But I think
Do you
Florida's going to
think you
have
see these teams start to get more aggressive with their firings now
I
because
don't
of
think you
Penn State?
have
Because
to
it's
because
like if Florida,
Signetti's not gonna
if you want Signetti, yeah, I mean he's gonna
Signetti's
wait,
not
but
gonna
at the
accept
same
the
time
job.
they're already working.
Yeah, but Signetti's not gonna accept the job in the season. He's got the number 3 team in the country.
Yeah.
So you don't have to fucking wait. You play your season out. I mean, you don't have to do it early. Play your season out. I think Penn State's a different scenario where that's been building up for a long time, and then it's been reported. I
Right.
think
They had to do that.
they're going over to Adidas, and like Adidas was like, "Fucking fire him." I'm serious.
Kanye.
That's been
Kanye made the
reported.
call to fire James Franklin,
It's been reported, but
and we
Penn
all
State's
know why.
interesting. I think Matt Rule's most realistic because you watched Matt Rule's interview the other day. I mean, he said my alma mater talking about Penn State 15 times in the first
Yeah.
45 seconds of answering the question. And of course, 5 minutes later, after talking about how much he loves Penn State, went there, his dad went there, his grandpa went there, his fucking kids will probably go there. Everybody went there. He played there. He loves it there. And it's his alma mater. Then he was like, I love where I'm at, and I'm not even thinking about taking another job. So he basically told Penn State, fucking, please come get me out of this shithole of Nebraska. And that's going to be an
Yeah. And they
automatic
go eight
yes,
and four, 7-5 again.
but they're going to call everybody else first. Freeman and Signetti are getting
Yeah.
calls first, and they're going to get offered massive deals.
And Freeman, look, I mean, tip of the hat to getting Notre Dame to the championship last year, but I guess I just don't know if we could consider him a slam dunk hire for what Penn State's looking for. I mean, you need an absolute surefire, cannot miss guy. And right now, the only guy is Signetti. So they got to be doing whatever the fuck possible to make that happen. Especially taking him, then you're eliminating another team that's been whooping not whooping their ass directly, but indirectly leading the conference. You get Indiana out of the way and you take their coach. That just makes the most sense to me, you know? And so
No,
they
but
got to
I
make
think
it
that
happen. Cause again,
like
you can't miss. You cannot miss. You can't financially afford it. You can't emotionally afford it for your fans. You can't miss.
It's hard to miss though, dude. There's a lot of guys, so that's why like Matt Rule's a great fucking hire. And Matt Rule will win at Penn
I
State.
agree.
About it. I mean, what he's doing in Nebraska right now is impressive. They're not going to win anything, but I mean, that was a struggling to get to a bowl game team for like 15 years.
That's
Like,
it.
you know what I mean?
I mean, and then it is interesting the ripple effect. I mean, you think about these guys that other people will suck off, the Matt Campbells and Alex Golish. It's like I think that those guys are going to be ripple effect guys, meaning if Lane leaves, then Golish goes to Ole Miss. If Rule leaves, then maybe Matt Campbell takes Nebraska. But I don't see Matt Campbell being in the discussion like Florida, Penn State, even Oklahoma. I'm not that big of a Matt Campbell believer. I know some people are, but there's a few top dogs
I would
with the
say
Matt
this
Rule, with
Matt
Signetti,
Campbell.
Lane.
Nobody's ever fucking won at Iowa State but Matt Campbell, and he's still winning it at
Yeah.
Iowa State. Like, and his
I don't know if
defense,
anyone ever tried.
he's well, how
They
the
didn't
fuck
ever
would he
really
win?
try.
Nobody's ever going to win there when he leaves.
No, I
I mean, that's
agree.
an
I agree.
impossible job.
I don't even remember Iowa State football before him. So I couldn't
It's
tell
in
you like,
Ames,
were they
Iowa.
trying?
It's in
Yeah.
Ames.
Yeah.
Their mascot's the Cyclones. That's
I
stupid
know.
as shit.
Because they're getting their shit wrecked by tornadoes all the time.
I know.
I mean,
That's stupid as shit. That's what I'm saying. It's like, dude, how many people in Iowa have died from tornadoes and you made your fucking mascot the Cyclones?
yeah, it's like
That's
the
like
Hurricane
fucking
Katrinas
LSU being the
of Tulane.
yeah, dude.
Well,
That's
shit,
like
I guess
fucking
Tulane is the Green Wave.
that's like LSU being
Tulane's
the
the same shit.
yeah, yeah, yeah. What's LSU gonna be? The Glock 9?
Fucking the Tulane Green Wave. I mean, I guess they've been the Green Wave for a while, but boy, it might be time to. That might be worse than the Rebels. I mean, really, where was the most damage done by hurricanes
The
sweeping through the
fucking
racist hurricanes like
the
Hurricane
fucking
Katrina
what if it was
sweeping through your state?
the Oregon opioids?
Yeah,
Just like
yeah,
whatever
the
kills your
Temple
people the most.
fentanyls.
Yeah. Shit, yeah.
Yeah,
The temple trank needles.
yeah, the Texas MS-13s would go hard.
That
That's
would
definitely one of those grown men tackle football teams. They're like the 42U Austin MS-13s, or no, not even like a Valley team down in like
yeah,
Victoria,
dude.
the Victoria
UTEP
MS-13s,
UTEP would
and
yeah.
they are.
Yeah,
They
that'd be sick.
literally are.
That'd be
Yeah.
fucking sick.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean, we could go. We might need to drop a rebranding like graphic of these teams and how they could rebrand with tragedies or downfalls of their cities.
oh yeah, but I do think Matt Campbell would be good at Pitt State. I do. I do. The three high
No
safety, he's
shit.
fucking as innovative as that on that as anybody in the country. That's what everybody's doing. Do you follow Booger McFarland on Twitter?
No.
You gotta fucking follow Booger McFarland. I mean, you are fucking up not following Booger McFarland. This
Was
guy,
he killing it?
he doesn't incidentally all the time. Yeah, he's always just incidentally fucking
I
crushing.
love that.
It's so. You saw Brian
I see
Branch
you're
when
tweeting here.
saw Brian Branch went and punched
Yeah.
Juju Schuster after the game. So McFarland fucking tweeted.
I just read the tweet for the
He goes,
first time.
Brian Branch knows he can't do that. However, sometimes you have to let guys know, not condoning it whatsoever.
That's us talking about Tua. That's literally us calling Tua's injury. Like, look, I don't want it to happen, but Quinn's got to play somehow.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
condoning
He
it
said he goes,
whatsoever.
Brian knows he's not supposed to do
Not a
that, but
little bit.
sometimes you gotta let guys know, but I'm not condoning it at all. And it's like just the classic. If I say I'm not doing exactly what I'm doing, then I'm not doing it. Like I'm condoning it, but I'm not condoning
Yeah.
it. And then he just spent the
Not
next like.
condoning it whatsoever. No, you are condoning it a little ever. A little
And
bit
by the
ever.
way,
You're condoning it for sure.
this is coming off a day after when Sean Mateer was warming up and they showed his thumb taped up and he was like
Was that
shaking.
Booger too?
Booker tweeted, "That looks like a thumb I would step on."
Oh my God.
And the best thing about these tweets,
Which he's just got to own it though. Yeah.
well, dude, and he doesn't. Like when he tweets these things and you go look at the comments, it's just like 1,000 comments of calling him such a piece of shit and then him defending what he meant by it. And then that's what he
He's just
basically
gaslighting them.
because the Oklahoma fans were disgusted by that. Like, you disgusting piece of shit. I mean, they're chanting,
Of
fuck
course.
you, Arnold, and fucking
Right.
die, Rattler, die, and shit like that in the
Yeah.
stands. But, he makes a little joke that he would step on the guy's thumb, and they were disgusted. And he just went back and forth with them for like 2 hours about, football play. He wouldn't actually do it, but football players are nasty like that. And that's how he always argues, like, I
Yeah.
just said I would do that, but I wouldn't really do it. Just know I would fucking think about doing it. Like, that's his whole thing on everything, dude. He's so
It is kind of
he's
he's like trying to pretend like he's sending a message, but it's him sending the message.
yeah.
Like, hey, this is a take, and don't kill me for this because it's not my take. However, it makes sense. However, I do agree with whoever's take this might be coming from my Twitter.
Got to go back and see if he had any public takes on Bounty Gate back in the day with Greg Williams and the Saints. Because I mean, I bet he
Right. I
had
was even
some
thinking
money with.
Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, yeah, no, not that one.
Like, look, Charlie Kirk, we at the same time, it's a tragedy, but who goes out and doesn't wear a neck brace when they're out? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. A bulletproof neck brace would have been smart. He's probably got one of
Sure.
those in there.
Have you seen, well, not just one of them, any of Tua Tagovailoa's interviews recently?
I think I only saw the people not showing up. By the way, before I even talk about his interview, he threw a pick six on a literal like end of the play. What's supposed to just be get it to your guy and start lateraling. He threw a fucking pick six. I've never seen any football player in any level of football
They,
ever
they
throw a pick six on one of those plays. And then he goes and says, "Yeah, guys aren't showing up on time to meetings." No, no,
well,
no,
it
no.
did. So
That is not the fucking problem, brother.
you missed it though.
I missed the worst part.
Earlier in the week, I don't know what he got asked. I think, do you have to explain or like, do you feel like shit for how bad you suck? Basically, is what he got asked. And he went on this like rant about how he doesn't at all. And
I'm
he
saving
goes,
that one, by the way, for
he
someday
goes,
when we get to interview somebody post game.
yeah, yeah.
Do you feel like shit for how bad you suck?
So he goes on a rant about how he doesn't because he goes home to his kids every single day. And he was like, so whether I go throw 5 interceptions or I throw 5 touchdowns, I still go to my home to my kids and they're happy to see me. So at the end of the day, all I care about is I go home to my kids and they're happy to see me. And it is like everyone knows that shit. First off, buddy. Yeah, good. You're a dad.
Yeah.
You love them. Second off,
Nobody asked if you
you
wanted to kill
better
yourself.
you better feel like shit because every fan in the fan base that cares like literally does get homicidal over this type of shit and goes to work on
Right.
Monday and wants to commit assault on the customer service chick that says, "Oh, what happened to Tua this weekend?" You know what I mean? And you just can't, even if
Right.
that's how you feel, even if that's how you feel, everybody knows that's how you feel. Everybody knows that. You cannot say that publicly when you make like $40 million a year and you suck and you're like the worst quarterback in the world. And you just say, like, yeah, I don't give a fuck because, my check on Tuesday is going to be fat as shit. And when I get home, my kids love me and my dogs love me
Yeah.
and my wife loves me. Nobody wants your wife and kids to love you right now. Don't bring your wife and kids into it, buddy, because there's psychos out there in Dade Broward County that want your head on a platter, and
Right.
you just gave them targets now. You just gave them more targets. Like, don't bring the wife and
Well,
kids
they
into
didn't
it.
ask him if he was happy at home or if he's been struggling with depression. So we literally said, "Hey, remember how when you throw the football, the other team catches it most of the time? And remember how you aren't good? What about that? It's not well, but yeah, no, you know what? You guys got a point. I'm horrible, but thank God my wife loves me." Like, dude, if you're at that point in your football career, buddy, it's time to hang him up. And guess what, buddy? You're one more hit away from you not even knowing that you have a wife or family. And
Well,
your wife pushing you
so
around in an electric wheelchair for the rest of your life.
that's
So
that's the thing, dude.
maybe start playing football the right way, or none of that's going to be there for you in a couple weeks.
So he
Just a
says all
little
that
advice.
shit, dude. And like when you see the video, you'll really see like how bad it was. And then they play the game, they get their ass beat again. And he goes on there and he says, nobody's coming to team meetings, nobody's accountable, yada yada yada. And don't get it twisted. It's been a while since I've seen a franchise where I'm like, they need to cut and fire everybody, like and restart. Literally every single player,
That
every
end of the
single coach.
game was absolutely fucking pitiful.
This is clear as day that that is a disaster in Miami. Like as bad as a disaster gets. I'm not quite sure that
Coach
McDaniels is
wearing
sober.
jogger cargos,
It's not just the jogger cargos.
wearing jogger fucking cargo.
I think that dude's off the Percocets. I think they need to check the fucking painkiller aisle
He's on
at
that
the Dolphins
Miami.
facility. No, dude, he had an interview the other day. You couldn't understand. You literally couldn't understand a word he said.
Oh,
He
I
was,
know.
yeah, no, he's on pills. Okay, and then Tua says
And
nobody's
not the good
showing up to
ones.
meetings, and it's like, yeah, I wouldn't show up to meetings either with your dumb ass and and Mike McDaniel's, who's fucking off a perk 30 wearing joggers that he's been wearing for the last
Yeah.
6 days. Hasn't showered clearly.
And fucking,
Needs to
what are
shave.
they called?
Smells like shit.
Aviators, those sunglasses?
Wearing aviators because everybody
God
that's
have
fucked up
mercy.
all the time always has sunglasses on. So no, he needs
Yes.
to go to
Yes.
Rica
Yeah.
US.
No. He sounds like Kamala Harris in his interviews.
But
Just
buddy,
not
don't
there.
talk about people aren't coming to players only meeting. Maybe you know what somebody should do on the Dolphins is somebody else should start a players only meeting and then everybody go to that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
just
And not invite him.
send the message to like who everybody thinks the
Quinn.
problem is. Yeah, Quinn.
Yeah.
Quinn needs to for
Or
sure.
Darren Waller.
For sure. Quinn needs
Darren
to host
Waller
a
start a
players
player
only
only
meeting.
meeting.
Oh fuck,
Dude.
this team is so
That's
poorly
and
assembled.
also, honestly,
I
man,
mean,
hey, I'll keep it real with you, Tua. It don't make a shit if anybody's showing up to those meetings. You guys fucking suck. You guys
Tyreek Hill
suck, and you don't have good players.
Tyreek Hill broke his shit and was exhilarated that his season was over. Exhilarated, like so.
You could see, like, literally the chills standing up on his skin and his heart just growing as he goes off the field with he won't be able to walk for months. That tells you everything you need to know about what's going on over there. And you live in Miami, like he's like, dude, I live in Miami. Now I just get to sit on my back porch and stream every day. Like this is the fucking dream. I don't got to go to his stupid bullshit meetings anymore and hear this corny ass shit. Because he's a Jalen Hurts hybrid. He grew up under Jalen Hurts, Tua. So he's got a little bit of that bullshit to him as well. And that mixed with how weird and horrible. And I mean, he's Jalen Hurts ain't much better than Tua, but good God, it's just a shit show over there in Miami. And it keeps getting worse, and it will keep getting worse until they fire Mike McDaniel. And I have a feeling, though, that they're going to have a sick-ass interim coach. I couldn't tell you one guy on that staff, but I got a feeling they're going to have a guy who's chill as fuck, but like in a good way.
Yeah, no, that's an
I
interim
don't,
coach.
and
That's an
again, I
interim
don't
coach
know,
seven
but
right there, dude. That's an interim coach seven. They need to hire Ed
it's
O.
true.
They need to hire Ed O.
My
Just
God,
for
what
the
a
interim.
dream. Or
I think he's
Cristobal. Fuck it.
like living in Miami. But anyways,
Get Cristobal right now. Don't even let him finish the season.
that topic was basically just to cope with the next topic. Dude, the Cowboys have a fucking I don't understand. I don't understand how an NFL
Fuck's sake.
defense is this incompetent and just pitiful. They are pitiful to fucking watch. Like it's Rico Dowdle. Who knew he was Walter Payton? I mean,
Anybody.
he's
Anybody. You
if Walter
It's a
Payton
make-a-wish game.
if Walter Payton and LaDainian and Tomlinson fucked and had a baby, and then that baby fucked Bijan Robinson, it would be Rico Dowdle on Sunday. Their baby, the third baby.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, like that. That's
Yes. The
what we made
grandchild.
Rico Dowdle look like on Sunday. And then the defense is so
Or anyone,
pathetically
really.
soft.
Anyone who wanted to look good.
And I know we got bad personnel over there, which is one thing, but like it's so pathetically soft
Oh, yeah.
schematically that like you gotta just it is way better if you let them score in one play than to just let every team easily get
Yeah.
17 plays and score and just break your back in half. And you just watch it methodically happen. Like 3rd and 13, you're like, they might score here, like, or they're gonna get this.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't matter where you're at. And even like the
Like
last play
they're
of the
gonna
game,
get the first down, just depends on when they want to.
we have the worst linebackers I've ever seen in the NFL ever. And we went and signed to like three guys to 1 year, vet minimum type deals. But like, which is so it's like you expect it to be that way. But how the fuck is it that bad? There's got to be a rookie, like practice squad linebacker that is faster than these assholes, Kenneth Murray and Bourne and whoever the hell else you're throwing on the field. And then Leofau plays hard and
That's what I was
tries
about
to
to say.
punch.
That's all I got.
He punches the ball out and shit, but he's also dumber than fuck. Like he's just all over the place.
It's
You
so
got
horrible.
Overshown lurking, but golly, I don't know. It's inexcusable to be this bad defensively. Like this in the NFL, you're an NFL defense. This is so fucking bad. I don't know who could. We couldn't stop Ohio State.
No, we couldn't stop OU. I think OU would have 35 on
And
us.
it's just like how
It's
easy we
it's
make it.
literally
That
like I said. It's like the other team is always on a power play it's like because I would just be on my phone, in between plays, look up, oh, two people are wide open and nobody is even in the frame from the Cowboys. Every play, oh, he hit the corner and there's nobody fucking there. 20 yards. It literally looks like we're playing with like 7 or 8 players on the field at all times. And no one's near the ball. If they are near the ball, it doesn't fucking matter because they can't make the play. It's as bad as I have ever seen from the Cowboys. And that's saying something. They've had some dog shit defenses. But this is as bad as it's like no name players, poor eyes, can't tackle, aren't in position to make the play in the first place most of the time, can't defend the pass, can't cover a receiver for God's sake. It's so fucking horrible and it's not getting any better and it won't. We're just going to get
yeah.
more
Well,
injuries and
not for
more
nothing.
retards come in.
I knew what time it was. There was two things in the morning where I knew the Cowboys were just going to put on a fucking shit show. One, of course, I'm not going to get a trifecta of Eagles lost, Texas beats OU, and Cowboys win. I just knew
Yep.
that's not in the works for a guy
Yep.
like me. I guess God thinks I'm too strong to give it to me that good. So it's never going to happen that way. And then second, the Jets played in London at like 7 a.m. It fucking had 89 yards of offense against the Broncos.
It
And
was
I go,
so
yeah.
bad.
So yeah, it wasn't our defense got better last week. It was they played the worst offense in the history of the NFL. And it just so happened to be worse than the worst defense in the history of the NFL. That's all that was. That's all that was.
Yeah.
The Cowboys
And
are
what we gave up
officially
like 20.
and I hate to say it to you fellas, I know we're all going to keep gathering hope, but the Cowboys are officially at the point of the season where every win is like, should we have fucking won that game? Because I want Caleb Downs and I want Anthony Hill if possible as well.
Anybody?
I want two really badass first round defensive players, and obviously the Packers will be like in the 20s. You can get a top 10 and then one in the 20s. You can really be cooking. That could be Caleb Downs, York, Caleb Downs, Anthony Hill, Caleb Downs, like so whoever the next best linebacker is that like it's you could do a
Yeah.
lot better. Caleb Downs pass rusher, whatever you want to fucking do there. That's what I want to happen. We're not winning the
Fucking
Super
put
Bowl,
them
so
wherever.
and I would say this, like, if we did find a way to get like any kind of
Oh,
guys on that defense, we might win the fucking Super Bowl because Dak is the best quarterback in the NFL right now.
no
Like he
shit.
is. And that play sequence on the last drive, yeah, that was frustrating. But you know what? The offense has to be fucking perfect to win most of these games right now, and you're just not
Yeah,
gonna be,
exactly.
especially on the road. Shotty calls the fucking magnificent game, start to finish. Those two calls are bad. Whatever. Like fuck, dude, go get a turnover. Go have a backbone. Don't just cave and let somebody get the easiest 3rd and 4 at the sticks of all time. And I know
Right.
linebackers
Take a
supposed to get
fucking
out there.
risk.
When has the linebacker got out there all fucking year long? When's that happened? When the fuck has that happened? Not once has that happened. So let's not go double mug
No.
and think a linebacker's going to get out of the A gap all the way to the curl before the fucking ball gets out to him at 4 yards. Ain't happening. But whatever, fuck them,
No.
dude. It'll still be
It's
fun to
over.
watch.
And look,
George
and it
Pickens
might
is,
as well be the time of the year where we do root to lose. I don't think
yeah,
it's
but
at the
also
point.
still root,
Did we want to win that? Uh,
but definitely
I
still
don't know,
root for
man.
George
Fuck
Pickens
it.
to keep putting people on highlight reels for sure. Because that
Of
guy,
course,
George Pickens, is
he's
going
the
to be
man.
one of the
He'll
greatest
never stop
Cowboys
being the man.
players of all time. He's going to be one of the greatest Cowboys players of all time.
No, but shut CD down. Shut anybody that even has a limp or a bruise. Take it easy. Take it easy. Rest up. Stay strong. We'll need you, but not right now. Just let Dak go get his numbers. Maybe he pops off and we get lucky. He wins an MVP. Everyone else, chill the fuck out. All right? No need to try too hard for nothing right now. This defense does not have your back. There's no point in scoring touchdowns because you will lose no matter fucking what. And if you win, guess what? You just got a worse draft pick. So you didn't win. That's where I'm at.
On another note, I'm not even fucking joking when I say this. We're getting closer to perfect timing in Cleveland. It's almost Sheduer time.
You're telling me I got a clock counting down to the perfect timing, and it is
Yeah,
getting closer. And I don't
I
think it
think
should be. I'll be honest. I'll be the first to say it. It's like Dylan Gabriel needs at least like if you actually believe in him as an organization. If I'm going to play that I don't give a fuck about Sheduer, I don't give a fuck about views. If you believe that you drafted that guy, you better give him a couple more games to before you start fucking panicking because you have a long ass season ahead of you. You got 11 more games. Give him a couple more because then what's going to happen is you're going to get to the Sheduer experiment way too fucking early. And if that doesn't work out, then you have to go back to Dylan
I
Gabriel.
want that
So
so
my
badly,
advice
dude.
for them is to
Oh my
ride it
god, I
out.
want
No,
that.
me too. Believe me fucking too. But you got to ride it out for as long as you can because perfect scenario, you let this shit simmer until it fucking reeks. Until it absolute reeks. Give
Dude,
Dylan Gabriel the week 11 or 12. I'm not shitting. Let it reek. And then you bring in Sheduer, and no matter what he does, he is the savior. So that's my advice. Although, if he comes in next week, don't get it twisted. I'm going to be as happy as anybody on the fucking planet, and it's going to be pure TV and pure chaos for the next 11 weeks for the rest of the season. And he just might do some shit. He just fucking might. Now, he probably won't,
so here's the
but
thing,
he
though. I
might.
agree from a logical franchise standpoint that that's what you would do if you're trying to build a good franchise, but it's been fucking reeking for 30 years, and I don't know why they would believe in anything. Fuck believing in anything. Just throw Shadur out there and be entertaining and get people to watch the Browns because you're at 12 o'clock noon every fucking week, other than the mandatory you gotta be on Monday Night Football however many times a year. Like, I mean, the Browns, they've been a noon team my entire life. They're noon every fucking Sunday. You can count on the Browns being on the noon slate, and you will see 4 plays on the red zone, and there'll probably be 3 strip sacks by the other team, and then a couple touchdowns, a couple field goals, maybe because the Browns defense is sick. But like that's it. And so it's like the
Yeah.
Browns. There's nobody that just needs a juice of energy more than that fucking franchise. And Shadur, I think it will be hilariously bad at a lot of moments, but we need that. I need that as a Cowboys
Oh, to be
fan. I need to
terrible.
see
They're
worse.
terrible.
I need to see worse. I need to see a bigger disaster than what my fucking team's putting out there every week. And dude, Shadur is going to be hilarious. Like in a game down 35-6, getting a touchdown and flashing his watch. Like that's what I want to see with Shadur. I want to
I
see
mean, and here's the
he
thing,
goes
dude.
12 of
Like,
37 on his 12th completion. It's a touchdown, and he flashes his watch. That's what I want to see Shadur do. Like
and they're
that's
down,
what I
yeah, they're
pay
down
for.
30. But so I'm looking at their schedule. They're already in tank mode. So go ahead and leave Gabriel. They're playing the Dolphins this week at home. That sounds right. No. Leave Gabriel in. Let him do his thing. Then they go to the Patriots. They're going to get killed. Let Gabriel get killed. Then they go to the Jets. They're probably going to lose to the Jets at home. That'll be the Jets probably their first win of the season. Then
I don't
Sunday,
know.
the
No,
the
Miles
16th
Garrett
of
is going
November.
through
No.
snaps.
Listen. Sunday, the 16th of November, the Baltimore Ravens come to town. You start Sheduer, 325. It's going to be one of the only games on. You start Sheduer. I don't care who. If the Ravens will have Lamar back by then. He beats the Ravens. He's your savior for forever. That's the game. You start him. I mean, look, they're not going to win 3 games. They could have prime Tom Brady. It doesn't matter. They are not going to win 3 games this year. So that's what I think. Perfect case scenario. Let Gabriel fall on his face, prove to everyone that he sucks. And even if Sheduer sucks, don't put Gabriel back in. Ravens week. I don't fucking know what week this is.
I got to see Shadur.
Couple weeks from
I got to
now,
see Shadur start as a rookie.
give it.
I got to see him start
Oh,
as a
he
rookie.
will. Oh, he will. One way or another,
And when
he
they
will.
still feel like they have a chance, like I need him the full build up, and I do need it like not a mid game thing or whatever. I want the full fucking week. Shadur
No,
start
I
next
agree.
week. He gets the Monday press
I want him
conference.
walking into the stadium. Yep.
Yep, yep, yep. I did all of that. Did all of that.
Walking into the stadium with the boombox.
You saw
You
fucking
can't have you absolutely cannot have him come in mid-game. That would be a fucking nightmare. Way too anticlimactic. We need the walk-in, we need the interviews, we need the warm-up. I mean, we need him in warm-up. When he flashed his
no. I
watch
need the
to the
Browns to
Nebraska
go.
players in the warm-ups,
Yeah, I need the entire thing to be on a live feed. The entire thing to be on a live feed on the what is his
Oh,
older brother's thing? The Well Off Network or whatever it is.
Shiloh.
They,
Yeah,
no, the
yeah,
oldest one,
yeah.
Bucky. Bucky, the oldest one.
And it will be.
Deion
Oh,
Sanders Jr.
Bucky, right. And it will be.
Yeah, yeah, need it all on the Well Off
Yeah.
Network. Fucking live stream. Do you saw? Obviously you saw it. What do you
Oh,
think
it's gonna
about
hit.
Kirby Smart's timeout situation? You didn't
Oh
fucking
my
see that?
God. It was awesome. No, no, no. I did see it. Of course I saw it. It was fucking awesome. I mean, it's pretty incredible. The fact that he got it overturned just show it's like and we were talking about this Saturday, when Michael
Jordan.
Jordan's telling him, he's like, he was fouling me. He was fouling me. He's like, who was it? It was
He's
55?
like, I didn't see it,
55,
Michael.
grabbed
You
your
said he
wrist.
fouled
Hey, we
you.
got wrist, 55.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I
He
didn't see
turns
it,
around and
Michael, but I'll take
immediately, it
your
was
word
literally,
for it.
what you got, Kirby? You weren't? Yeah. Oh, you weren't?
Right.
Oh, okay. I got you, Kirby. And I mean, what a supreme asshole. Again, I don't, there's a lot of people out there like, piece of shit. What a piece of shit, of course. It's too, of course, for me to call him a piece of shit. Like, yeah, you're going to do that in that moment if you're any coach. And damn sure, if you're Kirby Smart playing at Jordan Hare Stadium down, you're going to go out there and say, no, 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 I was clapping, saying they're clapping. However he spinned it, absolutely brilliant in the
It's
moment.
because they got a
Because there
snap
was
off. He
no
thought
way
they,
that
yeah.
they were going to believe that bullshit if they actually watched him. I mean, literally, it's as clear as day right here. And he's just, no, clapping because there, it's like, brother,
John Gruden said
okay.
that's
And
how
I
they
mean, anyone
clap in
else is like,
Georgia.
you're full of shit, Kirby. But you better
Well,
believe that ref's got a condo in Miami Beach and with Kirby Smart's name on it. And he
yeah.
knows the drill and he knows, all right, Kirby, whatever you say goes.
He didn't think that they were going to get the snap off. Then they got the snap off, and he didn't want to use his timeout anymore because they got it off. Now, don't get it twisted. I hate this motherfucker. I hate him, but it's because I would love him if he was
Yep.
mine. Like that's like it's just one of those like
Oh, right.
we have to hate each other until this is all over, brother, and then I'll have a lot of respect for him. But yeah, it was unbelievable. That's
Yep.
why he's the best. That's why he's the king of college football. But I will say this: George is very gettable, and that's because Gunnar Stockton sucks ass mostly. He is. I'm ready to call it. He's right up there. He's damn near close. Not as bad. Obviously, I don't think anybody could get this bad, but he's probably second, third place. He's third place. It goes on the shit for brains list of college quarterbacks right now. The top of the list, Jackson Arnold, number one shit for brains. Just no brains.
Right.
It doesn't move in there. He gets
That's a
frozen.
compliment. Yeah.
Second shit for brains. Number two on the shit for brains list. Y'all's boy, Garrett Nussmeyer. I tried to give the guy some respect coming into the season. Thought he'd have a big year. He's supposed to be this first round draft pick, yada, yada, yada. Put him in the SEC championship. That's dead. Garrett Nussmeyer, shit for brains. Then number three, you got to go, where the fuck was I at? Oh, Gunnar Stockton. Gunnar Stockton. Got to go
Yeah,
Stockton.
Stockton.
Got to
Yep.
go Stockton number three on the shit for brains list. And then Mateer is a game away from being number four.
And that's very true.
But it's Stockton
Batir
sucks
is
ass.
lucky
He
that
doesn't.
we like Texas defense, or he'd be at the very bottom.
Well, you know, your perfect example is end of the game. You know, Georgia's a first down away from icing it. They go for it on a 4th and 2, like in the red zone, stuff like that. Might have been third down, but they're first down away from icing it. He gets the first down. All you got to do is slide. You're taking a knee. The game's over. Runs in the end zone. Gives Auburn a shot. You know what I mean? And Kirby had to go talk to him. Says Arch Manning, similar situation, probably could go score a touchdown on a big run at the end of the game. Slides down inbounds, waves at the Oklahoma crowd. He's going to run more time off the clock. And at worst, we're going to get a field goal, extend it to 2 possessions, ice the game, game over. You know what I'm saying? That's just the difference. There's
A
levels
royal
to the
wave at that.
there's levels to the intelligence. Yeah, it was. There's levels to the intelligence of the quarterback position. And Arch
Elegance.
Manning is beyond his years. He's beyond his years, and not a lot of people are talking about it enough except for us. We're the only ones shooting motherfuckers straight about Arch Manning on any podcast in America right now. But I did think that was fucking
Yep. Just watch
a
the
boss
film.
ass
We've been
move.
saying it all year.
I thought it was a boss ass move by Kirby Smart though. But I do think they're beatable. They're just I just think it's not the same
It was.
Georgia. Huh?
Dear God. I mean, what is going on with them? I didn't catch the entire game. I watched most of the second half, but I did. They aren't bigger than everyone else anymore. They don't
Well,
play more
that's
physical than everyone else. They don't. it's just they're just missing. And I get it, the talent's being dispersed more now than ever. Whatever you want to argue, I
But
don't know,
that's the
man. They
problem.
lost some key people to DUIs.
I think that it's time that Kirby goes and hires real, or at least on the offensive side, a real elite coordinator, and then you go right back to where you're at because everything they do offensively, and A&M's this way too. So keep an eye on this with A&M as the season progresses.
Is Bobo still there
Yeah, it's Mike Bobo. Yeah,
at Georgia?
yeah,
Yeah,
it's Bobo.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and Bobo means stupid in Spanish, by the way. But um, anyways, they're so talent dependent on how they run their offensive scheme. It's so dependent on being way better. And now
Yeah.
Auburn is very fucking talented. That's the thing all year. They keep losing these close games. They're poorly coached. They don't have discipline, and their quarterback sucks.
It was
But they're
incompetent.
talented. That team
Yeah, yeah,
is going to get slaughtered in the transfer portal. You know what I mean? Everybody's got their eyes and already tampering with Coleman and all kinds of players at Auburn. They are a very, very talented team. He recruited well. They
yeah,
stayed. They saw it through. He fucking sucks. So it is what it is. But that's when they run into the talented teams. They play Tennessee close. They lose to Alabama. Play Auburn close. You know, it's just not. They're not just running your ass over. They don't got three NFL running backs and Brock Bowers and five NFL offensive linemen and five NFL defensive linemen. And if they do have them, they're still in the
yeah.
development process. The biggest thing that happened to your Georgia and what really kind of pushed Saban out of this door was it's not holding on to your starters. It's having that kid that was a 5-star, eventually going to be a first or second round draft pick, wait for 3 or 4 years to play. You know, a guy that disappointed me on Saturday, I talked a lot
Exactly.
about him. Bo Prabula is an example of that. He didn't play that great against Alabama, but or not great, good enough at least. But you know,
Right.
he's done way better than Drew Aller this year. And in 10 years ago, Bo Prabula stays at Penn State instead of going JUCO and then transferring somewhere else because coaches had to approve of your transfers forever, and they obviously just weren't going to approve of anything.
Right.
Cam Newton, that's why Cam Newton had to go to Blaine, and all of these quarterbacks had to go JUCO and then transfer somewhere else, or Baker Mayfield had to go walk on to OU. You know, like whatever, you got to find a loophole or do something like
Right.
that. Now you don't have to do that, and so Georgia, Bama, whoever you want to throw out there, they're not holding on to there's three deep, they're four deep like they used to. And so it shows more and
I
more
know.
now because Georgia, and that's the thing with A&M. When they get to
Shit,
Texas,
we lost our kickoff specialist today, and nobody's safe.
lost our kickoff specialist, our
An
fourth
absolute
string running
fucking
back.
dagger, a locker room guy. Yeah,
Yeah, Will Stone.
a
Tell me a guy named
fucking
Will
locker room
Stone.
TikTok guy. You got to have that for the white kids on the team.
Oh, no more TikToks.
Will Stone.
No more fucking
Will
TikToks.
Stone also. Uh, I was about to bomb. I didn't have anything. I was trying to think of Will Stone and like Saudi Arabia. They stone women, but I couldn't think of any good enough joke quick enough. You guys
Yeah, it's fucked up
put
of
it
you,
together
dude.
in your head and make
Speaking of
yourself
Saudi
laugh.
Arabia
I gave you the
stoning women,
tools.
though, like, have you noticed that? Like, I don't know if you've noticed this. I've noticed it. Fuckload of people that were like real big in the Me Too movement, not that there was anything wrong with that, are really quick to do anything Saudi Arabia princes paid them to do. I mean, seriously. Like, they're all
Yeah,
woman's rights, the woman's body.
yeah.
I don't know if you motherfuckers know this. You're going and sitting with the prince of Saudi Arabia or wherever. What's the guy's name? The boxing guy? Al Rashid or whatever his name is.
No, I don't know his
They don't
name,
let
but
their
yeah,
women
they're all
show their
sound the name.
mouths over there. They don't let their women show their mouths, let alone get a fucking abortion.
And that's the least of it. Yeah,
So I don't
yeah,
know. So they,
yeah.
we're not a
And
political
again,
podcast,
and
but I
like we
don't know if
talked
they're
about
aware of
this
that.
weekend,
I
women
don't know if they're aware of that. It's like you're gonna.
and women have it hard. You know.
I get it. Don't get it twisted. If that dude called me and said, I'm going to pay you $55 million to come over here and play around a pickleball with me and my buddies, I better say, where's the fucking flight? I'm going right away. Don't get it twisted. I'm just saying for you out there that were real big on that side, that's an interesting thing. You're they don't fucking like women, and they definitely don't like bad bitches. I'm doing nothing more or less than bringing awareness to a situation that I don't like or appreciate very much. That's all
Yeah.
I'm doing. I don't. I don't really appreciate how
And
they
we'll
treat women
continue to
over
do
there.
that to the day we die. Yeah.
All right. Last but not least, Ohio State versus SEC for the Natty. Huh? Don't you think that's the way this is shaping up? I mean, I think so. The top 25
It's
came out
Ohio
today. I
State or
mean, fuck it.
Miami versus
Fuck
SEC
this
in
top
the Natty.
25. It sucks ass, but also Just read it to
Right.
you. That's all. That's what it's coming at. Don't get me wrong. Like, even with it sucking, you can mix match around with these rankings a little bit. Like, I think Ole Miss is critically overrated. All right. They beat LSU and got bumped up to like number 3 in the country. And they're not, now they're number 5. But, even you look at it, you got Ohio State, Miami, Indiana, 1, 2, 3, right? And then it's just basically the SEC and Texas schools. Like, there's the SEC is so clear, far and away the best conference in America, and to an extent, will almost bludgeon itself because you're in such a battle every single week. And Ohio State and Oregon and these teams just have a fucking cakewalk all the way to the playoffs. Literally, Ohio State, Indiana, Oregon. I think they're all very good teams, but an absolute cakewalk to the playoffs for all 3 of them. It would be a fireable
Well,
offense for Ohio State or Oregon not to make the playoffs. Seriously, fireable with their shitty ass schedules. But the Big Ten is a total joke, and the SEC is the SEC. I just think when you look at it, obviously
Yeah.
Miami has a chance to win it all. Not gonna lie, Indiana is not gonna win the national championship or go to the national championship. I love them, but this will end, and then it'll end with Signetti
Right.
leaving because this is as far as you can go. But I
you can't
think
get them over the
that's my
hump.
Yep.
prediction to close this show out. Is I think that right now, as we sit today, that it's a race between Ohio State versus the SEC for whoever wins the national championship, and that could be 5 different teams in the SEC, depending on who hits their stride at the right time.
It could be. You keep. I think it's my shit, but you keep breaking out, but are cutting out. But I'm so if I missed something, just let me know. But I think I heard you. Um, yeah, man. I mean, Ohio State just looks so good. It looks
Yeah.
like they're just operating on a different level, very comfortable with everything
Yeah.
they do, very comfortable being down, comfortable with the lead. Everything they do, it just looks like, yeah, they're pros. They're pros. So they're going to be hard to beat, and they're damn sure not going to beat by anyone in the Big Ten. And look, let's keep it real. I don't give a shit what's been happening lately, and I know the trendy thing to say is, yeah, but always Michigan, always Michigan. Ohio State's going to beat the fuck out of Michigan this year. And I will go ahead and right now put my Mr. Future stamp on it.
I need
Um,
to see the rest of the
it's
schedule
just
for
Michigan, and
Michigan
Sherrone
before.
Moore's not going to be there to coach them either. Which actually
That's what I was going to say.
may be their only positive.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
may
they
be the
still
only thing
gotta
that saves
beat
them in that
Michigan.
game.
I don't know if they beat Biff. I don't know that they beat Biff. But I'll say this. Um, I agree with you.
That is, I did forget that.
I don't think Sherrone Moore's gonna make it to that game either, but I do think that there's a chance. I'm trying to pull up their schedule. I think there's a chance that outside of Ohio State, because fuck them, um, that they don't win another game with Sherrone Moore as the head coach. Can you not
Hold
hear
on,
me?
man.
I think my mic's
I gotta
dead.
get this.
I
I
think my
can't even
mic's
hear
dead.
you.
Can you hear me?
There we go. No, I think there we go. Yeah, I
Can
can
you
hear
hear
you
me?
now. I think my headphones are shit. I need to get new headphones.
All right, remember to cut this shit up at the end
But
of it.
yeah,
But
I will.
anyways, though, I was
But
just
yeah,
saying
man.
though,
I
I
mean,
think that
oh,
there's a
the other
legit.
thing, this is completely off topic, but the Falcon Stadium is the sickest stadium in America. It's so fucking badass. And I know I get it. Jerry World's really cool. This Falcon Stadium looks like a literal space station. And seeing it when you're in Atlanta, driving up on the highway and you just see it, it's kind of like it's a little bit like under the road when you're driving up to Atlanta on the highway. Just looks like a literal fucking spaceship. And it was so badass. They had a shot when they were starting the game, like a bird's eye view of the roof opening, and it's just the sickest shit ever. And proud of Bijan for fucking shit up. And your text earlier, I was going to talk about it on here. Hey, if you're down to put, I'll go meet for meet with you in the Falcons if we're putting a future on them
Meat for
all
me.
day. Yeah, meet for meet. Like however long, however big you're wanting your dick to be on that bet, however big you're wanting to show your hog, I'll show mine the same distance. If
Yeah,
you
I
get
think
what
the
I'm saying.
Falcons are going to the Super Bowl, dude.
They
If
got
Michael
what
Penix
Atlanta
continues to take
needs.
the strides, I think he will continue to take. Yeah, like that team is loaded, loaded on offense, and they got a good defense and a defensive coach, and they're good on both lines of scrimmage. So they check all my championship boxes right there. They check all my championship boxes, and yeah, Bijan Robinson, that's the MVP. And
Yeah.
they're finally using Kyle Pitts. They realized he's a freak. Everything that they're doing offensively is what, like, the last 2 years of watching the Falcons has made you want to put your head through the wall. Not even as a Falcon, I'm not a Falcons fan, obviously, but you know that they were loaded with weapons everywhere, and they had fucking Kirk Cousins going out there just dying every game, and then whatever else they're doing. It's just was a Marcus Mariota at times, just dog shit quarterback play. Arthur Smith, when he was coaching there, was infuriating to watch, and he had the most plain, boring ass, fucking stupid face with a
Retarded face.
mustache.
Yeah,
Just
no chin.
I think his dad is like the owner of FedEx too, or some shit like that, like insanely generationally like rich, and just a fucking asshole. Looks like he's a FedEx delivery driver. No disrespect to the FedEx guys. I know a couple good FedEx delivery drivers, good
Yeah.
dudes. I'm not gonna lie, but like he looks like one. Pisses you off when he was running that sorry ass offense and giving Bijan Robinson 5 touches a game and not playing Kyle Pitts. And then now you
Just
see it.
wasting his time.
But I could see him doing that. Okay. But I was saying what I cut out earlier, real quick. Michigan, I mean, not that Michigan State and Purdue are amazing or that they have a bunch of world beaters on their schedule, but under Sherrone Moore, I mean, this guy's got so many red flags. I could see them not winning another game with him. And I mean, if he loses just the next two, he might get fired. And those are losable. Washington and Michigan State. For
Yeah,
sure, if he
fuck
goes and
yeah.
loses to
Oh, if
Purdue.
he, I was about to say, but even Michigan State fucking sucks. And they might
And
just
that's
can
little
his ass
brother.
right after there. And
They
it is little
suck.
brother,
Yep.
exactly.
Yep. And
I
so,
mean, him showing up wearing the fucking mechanic
dude,
jacket.
the Carhartt and saying,
The
and then
fuck
he's
is
gonna
wrong with
say it
you?
like it's like, no, we know what you're doing. We know what the fuck you're doing. He does gimmicky stuff and then like announces what he's doing.
That's
That's
some shit
always
that USC would do. Michigan don't do that. That's USC.
USC.
That's these softer pussy schools that like gotta act hard. That's not Michigan. Take your fucking mechanic or pipe fitter jacket off, whatever the fuck it is.
And right
It's
after
not the move.
you said that that there was a sellout at the Coliseum because Michigan was going there, and then they beat your fucking ass, and
Physically annihilated.
you show up to your Monday press conference in a Carhartt talking about you're like in your workman's fit,
Yeah, we're
and
back
you
to work. That's what it means. It means we got to go back to work. Yeah, everyone fucking knows you got to go back to work. You don't need to break that news to anybody, dumbass. How are you going to fix it? What went wrong? What the fuck is happening?
yeah.
Nobody wants to hear,
So
hey, are they going back to work though? Are they going to work hard this week? We fucking know, buddy. You out of your
that's another
mind?
though. That's another massive domino that's going to fall
That's
in
what
the
I'm
coaching
saying.
carousel. I think this year, Michigan job is going to be a massive fucking opening, and then the other one that I think that could be as quick as Saturday to really, really steam up. LSU's a Vanderbilt loss away from everybody in Baton Rouge wanting to murder Brian
And
Kelly.
I'm leaning that way right now.
I am too. And Vanderbilt's 2.5 point favorite as we
I
speak.
am leaning that way, unfortunately.
LSU just they are not Alabama on offense, and we don't got to get into it till the next show. Ty Simpson's I think the clear Heisman front runner right now, and Alabama's got a
I
million
know.
weapons
Hey,
that
and
would.
imagine if how Ty Simpson would be viewed if his last name was Manning. He might be a Heisman frontrunner.
Yeah,
As per Joel Klatt. Well, guess
yeah.
what, Joel Klatt? It's week fucking 6, week
Man,
7, and he's already a Heisman frontrunner. He's never played a game until this year. So I don't think he needs the last name Manning, especially since the guy behind him is Francisco Mendoza. So turns out you don't need the last name Manning to be a Heisman frontrunner. What a stupid ass comment that was by Joel Klatt.
they're all
Fucking idiot.
stupid, and he thought it was so funny, and they all thought it was so fucking funny.
I think what's his name? Greg McElroy was on the show with him when he said it. He's like,
Corey,
yeah.
Nick
McElroy.
Elroy.
This is it, dude? I've been saying McElroy for my entire life.
Yeah, I bet you have, buddy. I bet you fucking have. You could tell that. You could tell that we both quit school for recess, and Nolan
No
definitely
shit, man.
shine in the
Definitely was on the practice squad getting my shit lit up throughout my
yeah,
developmental days.
Yeah, you can't
That
wait.
might have had a thing or two to do with it.
Can't wait to hear us get some ad reads in the future.
Yeah, no shit. No shit.
I mean, ad reads are gonna whoop our ass when they.
It's like the guy from when they make the guy from whatchamacallit. Oh my god, I can't see. That's the problem. Too many hits on the head. Can't even remember the stupid fucking reference when they make the one movie. That one movie.
Elroy.
And that isn't even a bump on the head thing. That's my understanding was that's his name.
You read it
Yeah.
exactly what it looks like, huh?
I don't think I've ever heard it pronounced, and if I did, I didn't process it. I just looked at it on paper. It was like McIlroy. That's what it fucking spell it different if it's not sounding
Holy
that way, asshole.
shit. I
I mean,
don't
look at my
spell.
name. Both of my
I
names.
I
They're exactly how they fucking are spelled. Don't make
I
it
don't
complicated
like.
on me.
Yeah, I don't try to spell names right. Like I will just spell your name
Yeah, you
knowing
gotta
I'm
say it how
spelling
it
it
is.
wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll know I'm spelling it wrong. And don't give a fuck. I'm gonna spell it exactly what it sounds like.
And
If
everyone
it's
else
not a
knows.
if it's not an easy name to spell. But I think I'm pretty good at pronouncing them.
I spelled forever, like when I was just texting people, I'd spell Matthew McConaughey just like exactly how it sounds, and that doesn't sound anything like it's fucking spelled. Just, yeah,
MCK.
like Madonna, but with a C and a Y at the end. McConaughey. Like, but you get it. And I'm not gonna go to the, I mean, look, I was in one spelling bee my whole life. And look, and this is actually a complete fucking hack job setup. First grade, I was in a spelling bee. I was third one to go. First person up got all. Okay, he got it right. Shocker. Second person got ball. Really? Congratulations, you added a letter. You got it right. I got sure. First fucking grade. All ball. Then I got sure. And I'm like, I mean, yeah, I'm stupid now. Imagine me as a first grader. I go, can you, like, I do my whole thing, say it in a sentence. And I'm like, so is it like shore or seashore? And they're like, no, it's sure. Like, good. Okay, sure. And I'm like, I don't fucking know I don't know how to spell that. I don't know how to spell that one. I can spell the other one, I think, for you, Shore. That's sure. I've never even used that sure yet. I just say yes or no. So fuck you. And again,
You spelled
this
it
dates back to a
SHURE.
young age. I could never spell. Yeah, I was like, well, I know this isn't what you need, but I could spell this one. Like maybe we could work something out. This is a different version of Shore. And sure enough, I was the first one eliminated.
Sure
And
enough.
sure enough, and my mom was
Dude, your
fucking
future,
pissed.
it's fine. Your future brother-in-law didn't know that O was a word this weekend.
That is true.
And
What a
he tried to
dumbass
step
move.
on my ass saying that.
And look, and this is how we'll know. He acts like he doesn't listen. He's not going to be able to keep his mouth shut here. He's going to text the both of us or message us and say something about this part right here because he's a closeted LMF Army fan.
Oh, I mean, dude, he fucking recalled like a nothing moment in a podcast like 4 weeks ago that I didn't remember whatsoever. And I don't think you did. You did end up remembering because you said it.
Yeah.
But I was like, I don't remember that shit at all. I was like, I didn't say. He's like, no, you
Which,
said
by
it.
the way, his dad followed us. I don't know if you saw. His dad
Right.
followed us on all socials, so I'm sure he'll be dialed in this week.
I
He
got a
couldn't get
handful of
enough.
fun. His dad's a good guy. I'm not gonna lie. His dad's a good guy, good
Oh, great
trivia
guy.
guy. He came with the Peter Gardere thing. He didn't think I was gonna smoke that right off the
That was
fucking tee. I
nice. Yeah,
sure
that was
did.
nice.
Shout out Peter Gardere. Arch Manning's the next one because he's gonna stay 4 years probably. So, and just cause
No,
he's gonna maybe
he
win
might
three
win.
back.
Even if he wins, yeah, he might just fucking go back to back. He
It's
might
like he
just keep
says, he
going.
doesn't see anything. He's not on social media. The fucking interview the other day, which by the way, there's guys born politician as well. Oh shit, is he good at interviews?
Oh, he'll retire from football and become the president. There's no doubt in my mind. And the next Charlie Kirk, he's gonna be big time. And he's basically well, I was gonna compare him to MLK, but that might not be the best comparison. Yeah.
I see
I
where
mean,
you're
the
getting at,
brain's
though.
not functioning today,
I see
man.
where you're getting
I
at.
don't got
Very
the analogies
influential.
today.
Very influential to his community.
Influential.
Right.
Influential
And it
pushback on
is
the
a
social
dude, listen,
norms.
listen. It is a white boy fall right now. Look everywhere. You got Arch and Parker Livingstone. You
Big
got
dumper.
Scattaboo and Jackson Dart. Cooper Flag It Nation's fucking right around the corner. Have you been watching Cooper Flag in the preseason?
Oh, it's raps.
Holy shit, bud.
And we could go ahead and give our Cooper Flag quick preview. I mean, he's so good at everything that it makes it look like he's not great at anything. And I'm just gonna stop there actually, because that's the best way I could explain him. He's
So,
just so good at everything. You're like, yeah, but is he a great shooter? No, but he's an insanely good shooter. Now, the one thing he is great at is defense. He's just an unreal defender, unreal athlete, finisher around the rim. He has every tool. He's the American version of Luka. Because we know that foreigners don't have any athletic ability, no matter where they come from. Foreigners do not have athletic ability. That's been proven and known. Now, Cooper Flag is Luka with athletic ability. He can't shoot. There's one of a kind thing that Luka does. But this motherfucker, man, It's not fair. It's
Yeah.
not fair how good he is already and how good they're going to be already. I mean, this is not a rookie. That's as big as a pickup as anything else. Adding AD,
That's
D'Lo, everyone
that
they
it's
added,
dead
that's the
ass.
biggest move.
It's dead ass. The Boston Celtics weaseling their way into the number one pick, getting Larry Bird when they were already the best team in the NBA.
And he was good like that. And
Yeah.
that's what Cooper Flag's going to be. Like, I'm talking top 15 player this year and then top 5 next year and then never look back. Like, he's he's everything you dream of for your basketball team, and they don't have too many kids like him. True lunch pail guy, lunch pail humble kid, bringing his fucking lunch pail to work every day, probably busting AD's pussy ass in practice, and honestly probably pissed at AD for not playing harder in practice already and having to hold him accountable.
Yeah.
I mean, the kid's a superstar, and it
Yeah.
is kind of bullshit,
So all my
to
flaggets,
be honest.
all of my fellow flaggets out there, Flaggett Nation, we're getting closer and closer. The time is near. Just wait patiently. I know the Cowboys have really fucked us over this year, and so to all my fellow flaggets out there, we're one day at a time. We're getting one day closer each and every time that sun goes down and comes back up, baby. And so just stay patient. Cooper Flag is here to save us all, and unfortunately for Nolan, he's not going to get to enjoy that. But nonetheless, we love you guys. Let's get out of here.